welcome to The Well-Educated Artist. What do you have a lot of during the holidays? You have a lot of bubble wrap. Today we are going to be doing a festive painting with bubble wrap. This time we're using the square bubble wrap. Now I will have to say something about the square bubble wrap, which you don't see very often, but if you cut it a certain way, you lose all of your air. So you have to be careful. They're all interconnected, unlike the little tiny round bubbles that you get and the big bubbles that we just love to pop, right? These you actually can cut a certain way and lose all of your quilting, all of your air out of your bubbles. But this one has plenty of air, and we're going to see what kind of designs we get. This is kind of like lots of little tiny gifts. So let's do a fun design. And we're going to be using a lot of festive colors for the holidays. You could do this with any colors, but I want to see what it looks like with some of the more festive complementary colors in white here and a little bit of gold because we need a little sparkle. So this is a reuse, recycle kind of experiment here. Let's get started by adding our colors. We're going to be using a canvas right here, a fairly small canvas. This is a smaller piece of bubble wrap. And it has been taped and has legs on it, and it's ready to go. That's going to make it a little bit easier to lift it up and not getting our hands quite as messy. Okay, you can mark with a Sharpie or a pen or even with paint where your canvas is going to be, just so you can get an idea, especially if you want to save paint. But this one is about as wide as the bubble wrap, so we're good with that. Okay, so start adding your paint. I'm going to start with the white, and I'm actually going to follow the box. We've got a lot of squares here, so I'm going to follow the box. And I could even, if I wanted to, follow the square. Or follow the lines. I also have several colors of red. This one is an alizarin crimson, and the other is Pyrrole red. And I also have this, it looks kind of pinky, but it's actually metallic red. So you can put some metallic red in there. A little bit of goop in that one. And then my assorted colors of green. However much you want, but you want to cover all of the plastic or most of the plastic. You could have some negative spaces too if that's what you want to do. I also have here a metallic green. This one I think is called Christmas green. I used this one on one of the skins in one of my skins videos on how to make Christmas ornaments with acrylic skins that you have left over. Of course, in this we're probably not going to have a skin left over. This is going to have a lot of color, a lot of green, and I may go back and put some more red. My red's getting covered up. Me add just a little more red. I just want to be able to see my red. Even though this is going to be on the bottom and there's a lot of red down below, I'm just going to add a little more because I could stand to use a little more paint. And I just love the colors together. They're beautiful complementary colors of red and green on the color wheel, and they're just so vibrant, and they always remind us of Christmas. And this is for Christmas, so this makes sense. I'm going to add some gold. There's such freedom in this. You can do it any way you want to do it. Sometimes it's fun. It's like adult finger painting. You could mix this around with your fingers. Wouldn't get a skewer near it. You will pop your bubbles. Okay. I may also add just a tad more white since I covered up most of my white. And when I'm happy with my colors, and I've covered up most of the places where you see, there's a lot of humps on this, so there's a lot of covering. Okay, that looks like enough paint. You can actually pick this up a little bit. I've got it on the silicone mat if you need to, if you want to change the look, but I think I'm going to leave it. And then we're going to get our canvas, and we're going to put it on there and see how this goes. Okay, so we're going to press that down, and who knows what we're going to get. It's kind of like a gigantic surprise when you use bubble wrap. It's usually a gigantic surprise when you do any kind of pour painting. But this is something fun. The kids can do this, your teenagers can do this, and you can do it with any color scheme you want. Try not to get my canvas messy. Okay, so now I'm just going to pull it off. Okay, there we go. Christmassy. It's actually very, very similar to the ones that you use when they're round. Very similar. If you have some places where it doesn't cover or you want to color the sides, you can come in and do this. It is very, very Christmassy. I really like that. I'm actually going to dip my edges. Okay, and there it is. A little messy, but a lot of fun, and there's so much metallic in it. I'll get you a close-up so that you can see the metallic. Fun, festive, really great for any time of the year, but this one was our fun Christmas theme. With the leftover paint, you can make Christmas ornaments. You have these little wooden Christmas ornaments you can pick up at a craft store. You can pick them up on Amazon around Christmas time. And if you have leftover paint, you can just press that in.